JoyBusiness presents yet another edition of the Financial Services Forum. It's coming off from 9:30 this morning at the Tang Palace Hotel. Philip Namfuri is standing by with some details of how it's all going to go down. Philip, good morning.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
Right, we're working to connect to Philip, and as soon as we're through, he will talk us through everything that's happening there. I think we have him now. Philip, good morning, and why don't you walk us quickly?
Hello, Kojo, good morning.
There you are. Why don't you walk us quickly through what's going to happen today at Tang Palace?
Okay, Kojo, so we are having the JoyBusiness Financial Services Forum, and it's on the theme Recapitalizing for Growth, particularly on the insurance industry. Is recapitalizing in the insurance industry a panacea for expansion, penetration, and big business underwriting? That's exactly what we're going to discuss from around 9:30 right down to 12 p.m. this afternoon. We'll be talking about the insurance industry. Last year and last 2 years, we saw the effects of what happened in the banking sector. We saw the increase in the minimum capital requirement from 120 million to 400 million. And now we're seeing the same for the insurance industry, from 15 million Ghana cedis as a minimum capital to 50 million Ghana cedis. That's about 233% jump increase in the minimum capital requirements. Now, the big question here is, after these companies, these banks, insurance companies are flush with cash, what's going to happen to them? Is this going to put them in a better position to make sure that you and I are insured when it comes to the insurance industry? You know, insurance is a critical part of our everyday lives. Motor insurance, life insurance, even health insurance. And it's critically important that we insure our lives, our property against damage, against problems, against unforeseen circumstances. So today we're going to be discussing the essence of increasing the minimum capital requirements for insurance companies. And well, three key questions. One, is it going to ensure expansion of this industry? Two, is it going to ensure penetration when it comes to insurance penetration? Currently, as we speak, penetration as a percentage of GDP stands at 1.6%. We saw the expansion of the economy somewhere in September 2018, and that figure is set to drop further because obviously it's a percentage of GDP. So as your economy expands, that penetration rate lowers. But what's this penetration rate? It's essentially how much the value of goods and services produced in the Ghanaian economy, how much of it is insurance, and that's a very poor figure, 1.6%. If you look at countries like South Africa, they are doing about 14%, 12 to 14%. Even Nigeria is doing much better. What's the story in Ghana? We want to find out today whether increasing the minimum capital requirement for insurance companies will guarantee this penetration and expansion. We have about 22 life insurance companies in Ghana, 22 non-life or general insurance companies in Ghana. Is that enough? Should we see some consolidation like we saw in the banking sector? I don't know. So that's why we're here today, to get a feel of this. And when it comes to underwriting of businesses, for example, the oil industry, very risky place. It takes a plethora of institutions to cover the risks involved in insurance companies or involved in businesses. So with this expansion, see more big-ticket underwriting? I mean, I don't know, Kojo. There are lots of questions, many answers. So we'll be doing this today right here from Tang Palace from 9:30 to 12. Kojo?
Why don't you tell us about some of the people we'll be hearing from? Who are the industry players that we will be listening to throughout this process?
Okay, Kojo, thank you very much. So first, we would have as a guest speaker the Deputy Minister of Finance, Kweku Kwarteng. He's given the opening remarks and he will set the tone for the discussions. As you know, the insurance industry, or the National Insurance Commission, that's the regulator of the insurance industry, falls under the Ministry of Finance as the ministry with oversights for that. And so with other sectors. We would also hear from Mr. Robert Jatto. He's a partner at KPMG. He's one of the gentlemen on our panel. We also hear from Mr. Insia Efirie. He's an insurance broker, and he'll be representing the Ghana Insurance Brokers Association, GIBA, or GIBA. And we also have Mr. Simon Davo. He's an insurance consultant, and he's a former deputy commissioner of the National Insurance Commission, which is the regulator of the insurance industry. So a very tough and solid panel, Kojo, I must dare say. And we'll be hearing from gentlemen with astute experience, learned gentlemen. And of course, we'll have our guests also, our listeners, our viewers, chipping in occasionally as the discussions go by. Kojo?
Speaking of guests, who exactly are we targeting with this? Who can attend
Kojo, everyone, you should be there, I should be there, my friend should be there, everybody. We're looking at the insurance industry practitioners, from life insurance, general insurance, brokers, reinsurers, loss adjusters, everybody in the industry. Then we're looking at people like you and I, the ordinary man. After all, it's our premiums that fund the companies we see, the insurance companies. When we go and pay a premium for our motor insurance, our life insurance, imagine 1,000 of us paying premiums into one insurance company. That's a lifeblood for them. So the general public, anybody who is interested in insurance, students, practitioners, anybody who is in one way connected to insurance should be here to view events. Kojo?
Yes, well, as with every single Joy Business event, I have no doubt that this will simply ooze quality, and everybody's knowledge will be elevated by the time you're done. Thank you so much, Philip Namfuri. We'll be touching base with you when it all kicks off at 9:30. Right, well, that's all to come. Make sure you stay on this channel for all of that good stuff. It's the latest business forum by the Joy Business team.